Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're tackling a really personal and important topic: how couples can navigate the journey of ALS together. Our focus isn't just on the challenges, because we know they're real. It's about the very real strategies and mindsets that can actually strengthen your bond and deepen your partnership. I want to start with this really powerful idea because it's the foundation for everything we're about to cover. It kind of reframes the whole journey. I mean, an ALS diagnosis is, of course, incredibly challenging, but it can also open up these unique opportunities to connect on a level you might have never even imagined. So that's the hopeful foundation we're going to build on today. Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll dig into understanding the new landscape of your relationship. Then, we'll look at that crucial balance between care and partnership. After that, we get into the practical stuff: actionable strategies for connection. And finally, we'll talk about how to build a resilient and really joyful future together. All right, let's jump right into the first and honestly most fundamental step: really understanding the core shifts in your relationship. This is all about navigating your new normal as a team. The first and most important thing is just acknowledging it. Daily life is going to change. Routines, roles, physical abilities, all of it evolves. But the key here, the real insight, is to see that these changes aren't just about loss. They're actually opening doors for new, creative, and sometimes even more profound ways of expressing your love and partnership. And this is such a great way to look at it. It completely reframes the journey. It's not about losing what you had, it's about evolving your teamwork. So traditional intimacy becomes creative intimacy. Separate responsibilities, now it's collaborative planning. And independent lives become this beautiful, interdependent support system. So these are the big ones, the specific areas where you'll probably see the most change. And by recognizing them early, I'm talking everything from daily chores to how you handle finances, or even advice from well-meaning friends. You can get ahead of it. You can approach them proactively. And that's how you turn potential strains into shared experiences that actually make your bond stronger. Now, out of all those areas of impact, one of the most significant is that shift in roles. So let's look at how to balance being a spouse and a caregiver. Because protecting your core dynamic as partners is, well, it's absolutely vital. And this is where a ton of mindfulness is needed from both of you. It's not just about one person taking on new jobs. It's about navigating the emotional weight of that change together, so you can avoid burnout and make sure you never lose sight of the husband, wife, or partner you fell in love with. And this chart, wow, it just lays out the reality for so many caregivers. You see how when care tasks and work take over, that little slice of time for yourselves as a couple and as individuals can just vanish. And that is a direct path to strain and burnout for both of you. Protecting that time isn't a luxury. It is literally how you protect your marriage. Okay, so now we get to the heart of it. This section is your playbook. It's filled with practical, proactive strategies you can actually use to turn the challenges we've talked about into real opportunities for building an even stronger connection. Let's tackle the absolute cornerstone of any marriage: communication. ALS can bring new challenges, right? From changes in speech to just having less energy for those long talks. So, how do you keep that vital connection alive? Well, the answer is all about being intentional. Actually scheduling time to talk with no TV, no distractions. That is huge. Practicing active listening, where you repeat back what you heard to make sure you got it. That prevents so many misunderstandings. Being brave enough to share your fears and your hopes keeps you so close emotionally. And hey, don't be afraid to use technology or even just handwritten notes to bridge any gaps. This is such an important question, and it's one that so many couples face. Intimacy is way more than just physical, right? It's the glue. So let's explore how it can not only be maintained, but actually evolve and even deepen. And this is where intimacy evolves. It becomes less about tradition and way more about creativity. You find it in sharing old memories, leaving little love notes, and just focusing on that deep emotional closeness. It's about planning for moments when energy is highest and remembering that simple acts, like just holding hands, can become even more profound and meaningful than ever before. Even the logistical stuff, the planning, can become an act of love and teamwork. When you tackle these practical issues together, adapting the home, sorting out finances, building a support system, you're not just solving problems. You're a team working toward these shared goals of comfort, peace of mind, and ultimately, more quality time for just the two of you. Okay, let's be super, super clear about this next point. Self-care is not a selfish luxury. In this situation, it is a non-negotiable necessity. It's the fuel that allows both the caregiver and the partner with ALS to sustain their own well-being, and by doing that, sustain the health of the marriage itself. And this has to be a team effort. Actively scheduling breaks for the caregiver, encouraging each other to keep up with individual hobbies, reading, music, whatever brings you joy. This isn't about creating distance. It's about making sure that when you do come together, you're both bringing your best, most recharged selves to the relationship. You basically become each other's self-care champions. So, after understanding the shifts, finding that balance, and using these strategies, what does the future look like? Well, all of this builds towards something really beautiful, a partnership that's filled with resilience, joy, and true fulfillment. The focus really shifts here, doesn't it? It goes from just managing day to day to actively cultivating joy. And that means creating new goals together. Maybe it's a legacy project or a new shared hobby. It means adapting old family traditions so they still work and still bring happiness. It's about celebrating your anniversaries and milestones with this profound new appreciation for the journey you're on. And this brings us full circle, right back to that powerful idea we started with. This is the ultimate takeaway. And it's not just a nice saying. It's a reality for so many couples. By navigating these huge challenges together, with intention and with love, you really can uncover a strength and a depth in your bond that you never even knew was possible. So, here's the core message. You are empowered. By choosing teamwork, by choosing creativity, by choosing open communication, you stop being victims of circumstance. You become the active cultivators of a marriage that is not just resilient, but one that is truly joyful and deeply, deeply fulfilling. So we'll end with this question, and it's not meant to be answered right now, but it's really a thought to carry with you. As you move forward on your shared path, try to consider this not just a journey of challenges, but also a journey of discovery. What new strengths, what deeper connections, what untapped love is just waiting to be revealed for you?